Hello, once more. Greetings and welcome back to Hiveswap Friendsim. Let's continue. Onwards to Volume 7. Yes, last time we finished Envy of Green and Gold. And now Volume 7 of Business Flagrantly Illegal. Which, I mean, that's common. That's Alternia for her. But yes, we have two exciting characters there. A cheeky little brat, and an angry Amazonian even. Look at that. But yes, let's see what that bugs. Ever since you were a kid back on Earth, you have always held the deep, close wish to one day travel the world. You wanted to see new places, experience exciting new tastes and altitudes and temperatures, maybe go scuba diving. You never imagined you would actually get the chance. That kind of cool stuff didn't happen to someone like you. Well, you're finally getting your wish. It's just a totally different world, which is cool. Funny how life turns out. When you get back to Earth, well, you don't want to think about that. Who knows if it will ever even happen. You've really chilled out recently, found your place in the universe, drifting from friend to friend, adventure to adventure. It's the only way to live. And now let's go meet Remele and Mark. Well, she seems excited. And, we'll see. Alright. You've wandered into a part of town that seems to have some culture going on. We like culture. Culture is nice. There are a lot of bright neon lights, and you can't read what the signs say, but you can see arcades, a performance space, and what looks like a movie theater. Perhaps more indie-oriented compared to the mall cinemas you've seen before. As you continue wandering, you come across a trendy-looking building with a placard outside that shows a little cartoon doodle of a fancy waiter holding out trays of snacks. You can't read what the words say, but you recognize the intergalactic signal for free food inside. Come on in. Well, who can refuse? Oh, it's Mona Lisa's. Of all these artistic things, okay. You head inside and it appears to be an art gallery. It must be opening tonight because there are festive decorations up and a little table offering drinks and hors d'oeuvres. I have no idea what the fuck those are, but I'm gonna assume it's like snacks. Of the French variety. Why is it always fucking French? Well, because of course it's French. Because of course it's always fucking French. Oh well. Oh, and the ceiling is made of balloons. There are many other art appreciators here, and your adrenaline spikes when you realize that most of the trolls milling around are purple bloods. You're not sure if some paintings and snacks are worth the high chances of being maimed when chaotic violence breaks out, but as you are debating the merits of free food versus probable injury, someone approaches you. Oh damn. Oh, she even does have the whole Asiatic aesthetic in the music. You don't look like my other patrons. Are you lost? Or are you perhaps looking to start collecting? If you're loaded, ignore that first question. Art is for everyone after all, regardless of your blood color. Oh dear. I'm getting some bad vibes from her now. Oh dear. The four black pupils in her eye glint and sparkle, and you're not sure yet if it's a menacing or friendly sparkle. She grins at you and it shows all her teeth. So, what do you think of the art? Have any paintings caught your eye? You look around. You don't know much about art, but you are a nerd, and a lot of the paintings in here remind you of scenes from popular movies and games back home. The artwork is stunning, perhaps the best I've ever seen. Troll Mona Lisa who? It seems kind of derivative. Well, because it is derivative. That's the whole point. Business illegal and fraudulent. But it does look fancy though. Fuck it. All art is derivative. Who cares? As long as the result is nice and has some... I don't even know if there needs to be meaning. Art can be meaningless. Fuck it. Haha, stop, you flatter. She puts a hand on her hip and winks at you, and you're guessing here that she doesn't actually want you to stop. You're also making the connection that she must be the artist who painted all of these. You sense an opportunity for friendship, so you lay down thick and gush about how talented she is. Huh, I thought you looked like a dumbass when you walked in, but you have good taste after all. Let me show you around. You follow Remele through the gallery, swinging by the table with the free food first. It's pretty good by the standards you've come to expect on Alternia, but what you thought was wine at first glance is actually Fago. No thanks. You may have noticed some themes in my exhibit work. I don't love clowns or gore as much as it may seem. That's just what I have for sale here. If you look at my work online, you'll see more of the full range of my art. But for this fancy gallery shit, pure purple bloods are some of my best customers. Those clowns fucking love art. They're rich as fuck, and they'll buy anything as long as it's violent enough or features religious themes. You've seen the kind of destruction and mayhem that purple bloods are capable of, so you're surprised that she doesn't seem to mind being in a crowded gallery with so many of them. Most other trolls you interacted with have done their best to steer clear of the clown murder cult guys, at least when one of those hate romance relationships isn't on the table. Isn't kinda dangerous to actively court them for her audience. Oh sure, they can be unpredictable, and keeping them happy requires some schmoozing. Occasionally I have to pretend like I've drunk the Fago and pull some religious references out of my ass. But it's nothing I can't handle. You can make a lot more money as an artist if you're not choosy about what you draw. One of my customers is this blue blood moron who only ever commissions me to draw low bloods in quadrants with other low bloods. Oh, it's that fucker. That guy. Fuck that guy. I think it was Zebra? Zebu? Zebra. Whatever the fuck that was. Yeah, that's the, yeah, I remember. The Zebra Lucis was a fucking fuck as well. Judgmental prick. Yeah, I bet that's the fucker. I think he was, I don't remember if he was blue blood or not. I've got him convinced I'm giving him a deal on his rate when he's actually paying 5 times what I charge anyone else. Hey, good. Good on you. My point is, artistic integrity is for chumps. If you want to get ahead in this world, give the people what they want first. That strikes you as a depressing outlook on the creative process, but you're aware by now that idealism Alternia tends to lead to shorter lifespans. And you have to admit, looking around at the crowd in this gallery, that her cynical approach seems to be working. Yeah, I mean, if you want to make money, then yeah, you're gonna have to give people what they want to spend money on. And that's just how it works. You tell her that she sounds pretty business savvy in addition to talented, and she winks at you again. Thanks, I know. Because I make bank doing shit like this. I'm able to fund my passion projects. You should really check out my webcomic. But before you can find out what her webcomic is about, she notices another troll that has been sidling up to you. As she approaches, she whips out what looks like a small recording device with a smile. Remele's face goes fully blank, and she crosses her arms over her chest. And how can I help you? Ah yes, hello there, Miss Mark. I'm with Alternia Nightly, and I must say it looks like your first ever gallery exhibit has been a smashing success so far. The journalist's syrupy tone and innocuous words don't seem threatening to you, but you're picking up on some tense vibes from Remele, whose hair ribbon swings forward in front of her face aggressively. Of course it's a success. I never expected otherwise. Maybe not, but some of the art world have expressed surprise at the timing of this. Some have called it bold, considering that you're currently in the middle of a plagiarism controversy. Would you care to comment on the case against you by Trident Media? Instead of being caught off guard by the question sprung on her, Remele relaxes and laughs. Oh, that... as if they have any kind of real evidence that I'm violating their precious intellectual property. All the characters I draw and profit from are entirely original, and Trident Media and their legislator are just mad about it because the whole internet knows that my storylines are better than the source material. Oops, I mean better than the unrelated creative works that my comic happens to bear a superficial resemblance to. Feel free to quote me on that. The reporter takes the quote and scuttles away. Remele seems unbothered. but you can't help but feel concerned for her. Copyright infringement is serious business. Is your new friend in legal hot water? Copyright laws are fucking bullshit. Nah, Alternia barely has any copyright protections to speak of. It's just that little pest Gorzek trying to stir up shit as usual. Oh, Gorzek, we met that fucker. Oh, was he a fucker? I thought he was... No, I don't remember who Gorzek was, sadly. I don't remember him that well. Who was he? That was... Or did we meet him? No, not yet. No, it's someone else. No. God, we've met so many already. Okay, never mind. No, we haven't. The company behind this lawsuit wouldn't even care if he hadn't gotten involved. It's no big deal. Nothing I can't handle. You go back to following her around the gallery, keeping your distance whenever a pureblood comes up to compliment her on her work. You can tell that despite her confident attitude, Remele is still thinking about that journalist. She taps her foot and frowns at the paintings whenever there's a lull in conversation, throwing glances at the door that the journalist left through. You know, it's not like Alternia has a free press or credible newspapers. That reporter was probably hired by someone with a grudge to dig up dirt on me. I don't think it was Gorzek. Actually, too obvious. Amateurish. No, this thinks of my competition. The artistic establishment that thinks all I do is fan art and shouldn't be taken seriously as an artist. Hey, fan art's fucking gorgeous. What's wrong? Like, fan art is art still. Like, fuck off. That's a stupid way to think it at all. Just like fanfiction, it's still fiction. It's still good writing. So, like, it's nonsensical. It's a weird, pointless, I guess, prejudice or something like that. Just because of the name? Fan. What's wrong with being a fan? That doesn't mean that you're suddenly some stupid person. Though I guess people behave, the bad parts of fandoms taint the rest of them, it seems. Oh well. All of the paintings are in the museum across the street, and they hate that I've managed to put up my own exhibit. Those stuck-up pretentious bulge scripts have been trying to sabotage me for so long. She turns to you, her hands balled up into fists, and the X in her eye flashing with passion. I've been waiting for the opportunity to strike back at them. If everyone's gonna accuse me of being a thief and a hack anyway, I might as well steal from them for real. But their security is tight, and I haven't had an accomplice. Until now. What do you say? Wanna help me pull off a risky art heist? Yeah? I do like her. I've changed my mind, I do actually like her. She's trying to stick it to the fucking corporations, which is fine. I approve of that. Yes, fuck yes, hell fucking yes. Fuck yes. Remele does one last round in her exhibit, saying goodbye to her patrons and grabbing a bag, which seems to be mostly art supplies, as you head out the door and onto the street. The museum that she wants to rob is at the end of the block, in a much bigger, fancier building than the one you just walked out of. All the lights are off inside, and doesn't have any signs advertising current exhibits. We can do this one of two ways. Follow that journalist and steal the keys if she has them, or break in without them. Busting down seems like inviting drones. Let's try and steal the keys. You would much rather walk through an unlocked door than try to bust it down. And the reporter is still in sight, turning a corner down the street. You try to imitate Remele's casual yet confident way of walking, like she could blend in anywhere and pull off anything. But despite your efforts to not attract suspicion, you keep getting looks. Well, yes. We're an alien and we look like a weird fucking idiot. Not being the same species as everyone around you tends to make you stand out. Ah shit, this could be a problem. I can put together a disguise for you. Hang on. You watch as she starts pulling things from her bag. She seems to have all sorts of things in there, from paintbrushes to blobs of clay to paint, and you think she might be putting together some fake horns for you from scratch real quick. But before you can finish, you realize that one of the purple bloods about to walk into Remele's gallery is staring at you. He looks vaguely familiar, and you realize a little too late when you've met before when he starts walking towards you. Purple. You! I remember you. You broke into my apartment. Eh? It's the same troll that you and Polyp escaped from. What? Did we? Polyp the assassin. We escaped from... Eh? Did we? I don't remember that. But okay, I guess we did. We went to the movies with Polyp after she committed an assassination and blended in with the crowd. I don't know who this purple is. I guess that's one of the bad paths I didn't take. Oh, interesting. Alright, you back away as he advances, a lazy grin on his face. Remele glances from him to you and back to him again. Well, fuck. Looks like I'm not going to have an accomplice after all. Sorry, pal. Ah. She hoists her bag over her shoulder and shrugs her hands in a what can you do a gesture. Then she's gone. The big purple blood paying her no mind as she absconds. You want to feel betrayed, but it's hard to blame her considering how scary this guy is. In your heart you know that you're already dead, but you're not going to accept your fate without attempting to prevent it. You make a mad dash to escape, sprinting towards a skinny alleyway and thinking that maybe you can scamper up a fire escape or something. Unfortunately, your attacker's size doesn't seem to slow him down, and you can hear his heavy footfalls right behind you. He laughs, and somehow sounds dopey and dumb and completely terrifying at the same time. You make it to the alley, but you fucked up. Because it's a dead end and you don't see anything you could use to clamber to higher enough ground. You turn to face him, hopelessness sinking down to your toes. Your scrappy allied tailor on this hazardous new plant is about to come to a messy end. The purple blood swings his massive club lazily in one hand as he approaches you, not bothering to run anymore. You drop into a fighting crouch, trying to think back to your 3rd grade karate lessons for any moves that might be useful. But before he can crush your skull in, you see a flash of movement behind him. He staggers, dropping the club as something hits him from behind. As much as I appreciate inspiring my fans, I'm gonna have to ask you not to interpret my art so literally, as in, no murdering. Remele springs off the troll's back after clawing him and rolls to the side, avoiding his swinging fist. She grabs for his club, which is almost as long as she is tall, but before she can use it, his next blow catches her below the ribcage, sending her flying across the alley and into the brick wall. She's on her feet again fast, but you can tell that she's injured, and now she doesn't have the element of surprise on her side. The purple blood turns his back on you as he closes in on Remele, laughing again. You can't let him kill her, not when she came back for you, but you have no idea how you can help here. Your eyes land on Remele's bag, tossed to the side in the melee, and in desperation you grab a loose paintbrush that rolled out of it. You dive forward with a battle cry and stab the end of the paintbrush deep into the high blood's calf. Violet blood squirts you in the face. He yells and you manage to roll away just in time to avoid getting smacked. The slight stab wound hasn't slowed him down much, but it's given Remele a chance to dive out of his range, and while he's still trying to grab you, she gets a hold of his club again. Oh, she's stronger than she looks. Strong enough to get a good wind up with that thing, and when he turns toward her, she brings it down hard onto his skull. Damn. Alright. Ah, but of course, small Asian girl, massive club. Of course, obviously, that's how it always is. But it's a good aesthetic, it works, it's fun. Also, the screen is covered in purple blood. It takes a few more good smashes before the troll finally stops groaning and twitching. Remele breathes heavily, wiping blood splatter off her forehead. She looks up, meeting your eyes. You are absolutely positive that this is the most dramatic way you have ever been rescued. You can't believe she came back and risked her life for you. Pfft, don't mention it. I needed an accomplice, right? She drops the club and staggers over to you, pausing to spit out cerulean blood. You remember that she took some damage and hurried to support her, offering her your weak human arm to lean on. Is she going to be okay? I'll be fine. Ceruleans are tough to cull, even for a wannabe subjugator. She tilts her head, looking down at the way her blood swirls with the larger quantities of purple blood pooling on the asphalt. Huh, that's actually not bad as an artistic medium. The colors and textures work well together. Maybe that blue blood kid from Chitter is onto something. Anyway, thanks for having my back with that paintbrush. That took some quick thinking. We make an okay team. I've never killed anyone before, but that kinda ruled, didn't it? I guess. Well, first for everything. Now we're an actual accomplice for actual murder. Unlike with Polypo, who just kinda, sort of. We didn't see the murder. We weren't involved in it, but we got blood on our hands. Quite literally. You're not sure that you would choose those exact words, but you're pretty relieved right now. You might not have the bloodthirsty glint in your eyes like that the Remele does, but maybe you can interpret your adrenaline shakes as euphoric overlord or something. Hell yeah, me too. I can see why people get into this killing business. If I wasn't such a great artist, I'd consider switching careers. But sometimes when you're good at too many things, you have to pick one and stick to it. So, no professional assassinations for me. I'm still determined to rob the shit out of my competitors though. And you. Now that we've killed someone together, it just makes sense for us to state partners in crime, right? It does. Yay? Question mark? Your heart leaps at the implication that she wants to stick together. I usually do not mind breaking every law in the books if it means she'll be your friend. Sure, our dude has priorities. Priorities of friendship, I guess. Even through murder, apparently. I'm not sure this is a good ending. But it's Alternia, murder is common. Nice. We probably don't need to go around breaking every law. I just want to steal some art. But maybe we can reschedule the heist for another day. This neighborhood will be crawling with drones as soon as they realize a high blood was killed. You feel bad that the stroll attempting to slaughter you ruined the Remele's gallery opening. Oh, are you kidding? My customer base loves this kind of shit. My art will get even more of a violent reputation when word gets out that someone died at my first gallery show. That's metal as fuck. It is. Can't argue against that. You limp out of the alley, supporting Remele with your arm around her waist, and she directs you to the back entrance of her gallery, where the two of you can clean off the blood and hide until the drones and the crowds are gone. If you don't mind, you can lie low at my place for a few days while we plan this heist. And I might as well get some work done while we wait and scheme. That fight was pretty inspiring. You're already my accomplice, so how would you feel about also being my muse? Sure, why the fuck not? In for a penny, in for a pound, right? I guess that works. More blood. Victory? Question mark. Alternia for ya. That's yay, murder? I'm shrugging. Anyway, here's a dad joke, apparently. Wait, no. You're watching the archive. You don't get those. You don't get... you missed those. Those were only on the stream. Those are only happening during the stream. Oh well. Oh well. You can look them up and read them for yourself. Oops. Anyway. That's not supposed to make sense. No, I'm not going to explain anymore. I already explained everything though. Anyway. Go do art. Without murder. Please. Thank you. Bye.